Woohoo! Part 3. We are almost done. This is 3 of the 5 videos this week regarding the Naruto game based on the Marvel Rivals Hero Shooter. Today we're going to be talking about the supports, and again, if you didn't catch part 1 or part 2, I talk about 8 tanks and 18 DPS ninjas that would fit in on this roster for the Marvel Rivals Naruto game. Again, this is just a hypothetical game I want to make for fun, reminiscent of the what if DC made Rivals instead of Marvel video I dropped, so, I want to take a spin at that. Now, without further ado, let's get into the supports. Finally, the last role is the Medic Ninjas, replacing their typical support and healer roles. You may be surprised to see some of the picks I've listed, but I'll explain all of my reasons for each of the ninjas. Medics will be medics on the field, but don't forget that they're still ninjas and fully capable of defending themselves, so don't get it twisted. The wife of Naruto Uzumaki is going to start us off for the medic ninjas. I actually want Hinata to be a melee healer, which is difficult to say the least. One of her abilities could be the Twin Lion Fist, which could be similar to Iron Fist parry into barrage of attacks. Since she is a Hyuga, just give her the basic 8 trigrams palms technique as her primary fire. Her healing would come in the form of the protecting 8 trigrams 64 palms, where she puts a shield up in front of her ally like Sue Storm does when healing. Additionally, give her the General Step Twin Lion Fists to drain chakra and heal herself from enemies. This and the shield will be on short cooldowns, being her primary healing. To add one more healing ability, I want her to have the Mystical Palm technique, healing those in front of her. This would just be her melee, but she can do damage and heal at the same time. If an ally is in front, they get healed, but if an enemy is in front, they get damaged. This does piercing, healing, and damage. Kinda broken if you just have your allies walk in shields and you do damage and healing at the same time. A passive Byakugan ability could see low health enemies through walls. Finally, her ultimate would unlock a weak point in a ninja's chakra flow, where if she aims and targets a circle location, she'll get a critical hit, killing the ninja. As this happens, she'll be doing the 8 trigrams 128 palms technique as both shield and AoE healing. I don't know, too overpowered? Maybe just give her a Luna Snow ult with these animations for her jutsu, since she is a medic ninja. My son Kabuto is so tough. I was considering making Orochimaru a medic ninja, but then I realized Kabuto existed for this sole purpose. Starting off, I want his ultimate to be Adam Warlock's, but called Reincarnation. This dude reincarnated so many dead ninjas for the 4th Shinobi War. He should have the same passive as Adam Warlock, as I previously mentioned for Itachi, reincarnating anywhere he chooses, but he travels as a snake instead of crows. Since he is a healer, I want him to use the Chakra Scalpel as a primary fire projectile somehow, even though it would fit more as a melee. Maybe incorporate them as a melee as well, which reduces the damage output of enemies since they would have less chakra, benefiting an anti-dive comp. This would do damage and heal allies. Additionally, give him the Yin Healing Wound Destruction ability as a guard and healing over time like Luna Snow's Snowflake or Mantis's Healing Spore, which can also be used on himself. Finally, his last ability would be a clone, but not how you think. He can clone any ninja of his choosing and sends them on their way to use any attack they can at the enemy in any direction. This would be similar to both Loki clones and Namor summons. Anyways, I just know he needs to be on this roster as a medic ninja. I also hate Sakura, as does most of the fandom, but she is one hell of a medic ninja and a force to be reckoned with. I want her to be like Mantis, giving chakra boosts instead of spores. She can increase her teammates' damage or heal them over time as well as herself. She should be able to run on walls, even though all ninjas should be able to. She's one of the few I will allow in this game to have this passive ability. Her stun could be the red chakra threads, literally like Mantis' stun. I actually want her to do melee healing and damage just as described for Hinata, but much slower and more damage. This would be super true to her nature as she does have insane healing with her hands. For her ultimate, I want her to use the Strength of 100 seal, unlocking the purple diamond on her forehead, which increases her speed, damage, and heals her over time as she does more damage. She would basically be invincible in this ultimate. Nothing too crazy for Sakura as a medic ninja. Now I know you're surprised to see Karin on the list. I think her healing capabilities are unorthodox, but would be fun in the game. Her mind's eye of the Kagura could work like Hinata's Byakugan passive ability to see low health enemies through walls. She should be able to go completely invisible just like Sue Storm since she can conceal her own chakra. But using chakra would make her go into battle, disabling her invisibility just like the Invisible Woman. Her healing would be extremely similar to Lucio's healing, an AoE healing over time. Since no one can bite her in the game, it just makes sense that anyone around her gets healed. I actually want her to use chakra chains, specifically the adamantine ceiling chains, to do a group ultimate on the enemies, stunning them in place for around 5 seconds or so. Her primary fire could be a weaker version of these chakra chains, and tracking an enemy ninja for a few seconds would stun them. Just a long range chain attack. Nothing too crazy for Karin since she is a medic ninja. Yeah, I know you guys hate me for putting Hashirama Senju as a medic ninja. I can already see the comments. This dude is the god of shinobi and more powerful than Madara, who I put as a guardian ninja. One of his abilities should definitely be his Rashomon barrier gates, which I previously mentioned. He can summon them instantly in front of any ally, which also heals them, just like the Invisible Woman. His primary fire could be his wood release, but in the form of either Groot's or Mr. Fantastic's primary fire. He could have a stun based around pollen. This pollen could even heal teammates. Another ability could be his Wood Dragon as a long range attack to do damage. And his ultimate would obviously be the true several thousand hand Sage Art Wood Release. Look, his medical ninjutsu is unmatched and he fit super well as a guardian ninja, but his healing potential was off the charts. Hashirama is a team player, so I wanted him to be a medic ninja, and I couldn't just leave him off the list as an honorable mention. You probably thought I was done mentioning Akatsuki members. Kakuzu is really a zombie, and since I just mentioned Hashirama, why not bring up the one man who survived against him? I want him to have his long-range tendrils as his primary fire, kind of like Venom. Since he could reattach body parts with these, hitting allies would heal them as well. His abilities would revolve around his heart masks, giving him different techniques based around water, fire, wind, and lightning releases. Incorporating his heart mechanic, I want him to place a heart anywhere he wants to, even sticking it to the wall. This would act as a rocket respawn beacon. I want him to make defensive walls that also heal his team. Going back to his masks, he could perform a fire wind strike. For his ultimate, I want him to use his lightning mask to do the lightning release false darkness, using a lightning spear multiple times, reloading like Winter Soldiers every time he gets a kill with it. That would be ridiculous to see as a medic ninja. This dude is a borderline assault ninja at this point. The final medic ninja on this list, and the last ninja on the base roster, Zetsu. He was the one pulling all the strings the whole time. Zetsu will be one of the few ninjas that can make clones, splitting off into multiple clones of himself like Loki in a sense. He can plant spores on his teammates to heal them just like Mantis, and he could do damage by shooting spores. The more he shoots at enemies, the larger a mass becomes around them. This would be a primary fire that becomes a stun the more you shoot, really rewarding aim. He'd be fairly easy to kill since he is a more supporting ninja than a frontliner. The spores he attaches to teammates would be his separate ability and his main healing over time. Zetsu can also use Mayfly, similar to Jeff the Shark's underground traversal. Finally, his ultimate would be identical to Loki's, just copying any shinobi of his choosing and performing their ultimate. I think Zetsu really rounds out the list, not only the medic ninjas, but the launch roster as it is. Finishing up this video, we are done talking about the base roster for this hypothetical Naruto hero shooter. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, whether you like the ninjas I incorporated, or you think they fit better in different roles, and anything else you want to let me know. And if you are missing a couple of your picks, any of your favorite ninjas, keep your eyes peeled for the video coming out tomorrow, which will be incorporating all the future ninjas as content, honorable mentions, basically all the ninjas I wanted to incorporate but couldn't fit on the base roster of 33 ninjas. That's going to cover a lot more ninjas and talk about their kits as well. So don't get your hopes up saying, they forgot about so-and-so. They forgot about him, her, this character, that character. Don't worry, I'm going to cover almost every single ninja that I can tomorrow. So, hopefully you watched that video. And with that, thank you for watching.